Welcome to the You're Too Valuable podcast. This is Gregor here. I am one of your great You're Too Valuable podcast hosts. We do have only one other host with me, but luckily it's one of our own hosts. Go ahead and introduce
Hello,
yourselves.
everybody. I'm back. It's
Oh boy.
Jesse.
Look
It's
who's
good to be
back.
back. I missed y'all last week.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Good.
Yeah, okay, that'll be the last time I ever sing or anything like that.
Wow.
And
He can get down, everybody. He's got
no,
some jam in
that's too
him.
much.
He's got
That's too much.
yeah.
And then
HR coming with it.
I think we're gonna have a special caller come in for a little bit today. We'll see who that is, and we'll be excited about it. But I'm super excited about today's topic. And are we talking about quitting or what? I think it's about quitting, and I think actually I did this on purpose. And if for those who cannot see the screens and what we're talking about here, Jesse's wearing a white polo and I'm wearing a black kind of grayish polo. I have some cat hair right here. I'm going to take that off. And it is about quitting and how liberating it feels to quit your job. And then who's more happier?
For some.
Are you
For
happier?
some.
Or
For
am I
some.
happier? Yeah, for
Not
some.
everybody's happy. And that's where we're going to talk about it too.
Well, and that's the thing is I'm not happy because I wore my black and I didn't want it to look like, oh man, I am, I'm in mourning a little bit because I don't like when my people quit.
Oh,
Well, I meant okay. I don't know if I like it when people
Gotcha.
quit or not, but I enjoy it to a point where I'm happy that you're actually going to continue on with your career goals and what you're doing and just moving forward in life, and that's a big thing for me, and uh so one of the topics that I wanted to talk about was your LinkedIn and how kind of public that goes whenever you quit. And is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it just, you know, how that works? And does it look messy? Does it look bad? Does it look good? Or what are people saying on LinkedIn whenever they quit? And I know we have all quit. We've all changed jobs and we've all given that lovely 2 week notice or not. Some people don't give like the 2 week notice. And then, how that works. But first I want to start off and say it's glad to have Jesse or we're glad to have Jesse back. It's nice to have him. Our dear friend Robbie is still recovering from surgery. I can't believe he's not going to be here again. Or will he? Is that little foreshadowing here coming up? Well, no, we'll find out.
You
But
could write a book. Wow.
yeah, he's still recovering from surgery, so I'm hoping he's able to come back and be a host with us soon. I miss his little banter. Do I?
I do.
I guess I miss his face.
I definitely miss because I got to be one-sided here with you. So that's
what do you mean one-sided? I'm not one-sided. I'm
own.
very multi-dimensional.
Oh, is that what HR likes to say? Okay.
Multi-dimensional.
That's good.
Oh boy, and here
so
we
you
go.
could just talk to everybody. Again. Okay.
So for those of you who
can't wait till Lauren's here. We can't wait for you, Lauren.
No more Lauren. I think so.
She'll be
we've
back.
already talked about that.
Yeah, we've already talked about it, and she's going to be scheduled to come back. So.
Oh boy.
But
soon, I also wanted to send a good shout out and thank you to Justin for being here last week. It was awesome having him. I can't wait to have you back. I was really excited that possibly you were going to be here this week, but things happen and here we are. We've got Jesse back, which I guess is okay. We'll see about that. But this is hilarious. So, but let's get into it and let's kind of talk about the first part that we were talking about, the LinkedIn thing. Who all has LinkedIn these days? I mean, is it even
almost? Well,
Everybody has LinkedIn, and that's just the way it is, right?
actually, no. I mean, actually, not most of your like line level positions. I would say a lot of,
No,
yeah.
it is still a little bit more of a professional kind of area that you go through, and you're kind of putting your information out there and who your business profile is. You can
Right.
see us. Are You're Too Valuable. We actually have a LinkedIn page, so that way all of our posts and everything go there. So shameless plug, go check it out. But is it interesting, and how fun is it to actually post on there that you've quit your job?
Right.
And we've all done it. We've all posted on there that we've quit our job. Some of us get laid off. Some of us get fired. Some of us get given their resignation. Um, but how does that work on LinkedIn? Does it look good? What do you think, Jesse?
Yeah. Sometimes putting that out there can be not so good, especially when if you're applying for jobs through the LinkedIn website and people are going to see your profile and they go onto your previous posts and see something like that. That can be definitely detrimental to you getting another job. So, if you're looking for a next opportunity and you're in that spot right now, go through your previous posts. Make sure there's nothing on there that is going to be a red flag to your future potential employers.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, good recommendation to have, Jesse. Is that make sure you're kind up, because it's live, it's on there, and as we all know, anything that goes out onto the internet is there forever. It can never go away. You can hide it, make it a little bit more difficult to see, which is what Jesse was talking about, going deleting it, but it's still out there, and it's one of
Yeah,
those that just be careful on what you post, and
exactly.
how you post it and what you say, because it's too much. I agree with what Jesse said. Yeah, post it out there, put it on your LinkedIn that you're looking for another job, or you quit. I know we had talked about earlier of, is this a mind change, or sorry, a life changing thing that you did, and what's happening is that something that you really need to put out there, that this was the best decision in my life, that I made this
Right.
decision to quit this job. It was so toxic. Again, that's going back to being negative, and I don't know if that's something that we need to be. So, you know, people talking about being authentic. I can actually be who I am. I can be where I want to be, go where I'm going, continue to
You,
grow.
you can do that on
I don't know about
Facebook.
that.
You can
Yeah,
do that on Facebook and keep it private. And so you're not searchable. That's for your private life, that platform. Don't use LinkedIn as your Facebook. That's not what it's
exactly.
for.
And that's the thing, is LinkedIn and Facebook are completely two different things. One's professional, one is your public, that you can put out that persona out there as you wish. So whether or not is everything that you see or hear is just what's happening.
Yeah. And even with us, with our posts, our posts are going to start evolving. I've been tasked as the social media manager for our podcast, which I love, and we're going to be posting some different things across different platforms as well. So things on LinkedIn are going to look a lot different through the posts that we may be posting on Facebook or the other channels. And it's again, they're tools for us. LinkedIn is a tool for you to use to connect with recruiters, to connect with employers, to put your professional experience and your resume on a digital platform so that people can find you and possibly reach out to you. Be careful of scams, of course. There's a lot out there. But to reach out to you and say, hey, we looked out of your experience. We think this job would be a good fit for you. What do you think about joining our team? Um,
Yeah. Hey, it sounds like we actually have somebody calling in. I know we were expecting that earlier today. We talked about it, and surprise, surprise. Let's see if we're able to
surprise,
put them in
surprise.
there. I know, right? It's great.
Hey guys, just wanted to call in, see how everybody's doing. It's been about 4.5,
Robbie.
5 months since I've talked to everybody. Wanted to touch base and
Robbie!
let everybody know that I'm alive. It's been quite the journey. I'll talk a little bit more about that when I come back on, but I miss you guys. I miss the audience. I miss the banter.
Oh, we miss you too, Robbie.
I miss all of
Miss
the
you
shit
too.
talking I used to do to Greg. I really,
Oh,
really
Used
miss that.
to. It's coming
I,
back, baby.
no, it's okay. We can make that better, and in the future,
No.
whenever Robbie gets back on, we're gonna make it a lot nicer. I like
I've
that
been
idea.
working on all of my White Castle material,
Oh
Yes.
and listen, I've
no.
got nothing. I've got nothing but time in this damn hospital. So,
This is
be
crazy. No, no, no. Robbie, I wanted to let our viewers know, or our listeners know. Uh, I wanted to give kudos to Robbie. He has been working behind the scenes with a lot of things that he's been working on for
Yeah.
us on the administration and just overall podcast. And I really appreciate all that hard work, Robbie. It has not gone unnoticed on our end, and
Me
I want to
too.
tell you thank you. Uh,
Thank
Unfortunately,
you.
you can't be on the actual podcast because of certain situations that you're in. But thank you so much for everything you've done. You're amazing.
I've been
you're
Um,
really,
calling
really
Robbie.
welcome. You're
I've
really
been calling.
welcome. That still won't make it easier on you when I come back, Greg. But I appreciate it.
oh no, 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 no.
But
See, Jesse's already a little bit more livelier now that Rob just called in, and Robbie called in and just wanted to say hello. Well, I really
Robbie,
appreciate you calling in, Robbie. It's really great to hear your voice. I'm pretty sure our listeners are enjoying it too. Um, Jesse, did you
Robbie,
want to
give
say
us
anything?
Robbie, give us your 30-second hook on this episode we're doing right now. It's titled "Quitting." Who's actually happy? Give us just 30 seconds of your input on that.
so you know that I'm pro worker all the time, anti HR all the time. But you know, I will say this: in my
Nothing
time
changes.
working for the corporate machine, I have seen so many people think that the grass was greener on the other side,
Yeah.
only to have them reapply and reach out to me 3 months later
Oh,
asking if they could have their job back. So
oh, that's
Wow.
a good topic. We're actually, you know what? I'm going to steal that. We're going to talk about that right after you have to go back in because I know there are doctors and stuff always coming in over there. But that sounds amazing. I'm going to talk about that.
all right, guys, I'm gonna let you get back to it. Hopefully, I am back in my seat within the coming weeks. I will keep everybody posted, and thanks again for having me on.
Prayers
I'll
up.
talk to you guys soon.
Make sure to get a
Talk to you
haircut.
soon.
I definitely need one. Looks like you do too, Greg. Bye, guys.
Oh. Bye,
Wow.
Rob.
All right. Well, everyone,
Nice.
thanks Robbie for joining in and calling in and saying hello to us. It was nice to hear from you. I really like the topic that he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
In the HR world, or kind of what I've talked to those, they're called our boomerang employees, and it's absolutely hilarious on those people who quit and then come back, quit and come back, and that's why they're
And
kind of labeled boomerang because they just
and they're
continue to come
grateful to
back.
be able to come back too, because like Robert was saying, grass is not greener on the other side. And usually, in my experience, especially if a company is asking you to not work for them anymore, um, it's because you need to change something about yourself. So then if you don't recognize the things that you need to change, that company said, hey, we just can't have you a part of our organization anymore, you're just taking yourself unchanged to the next opportunity, and it's going to happen again. It's happened to me before.
Yeah.
I'm a true testament to that exactly right there. The grass cannot usually be greener on the other side unless you recognize what you need to change in yourself to take to the new organization and to help them make things better there and how you can contribute.
So it sounds like the grass is browner on the other side, because it might be a reflection of who you are. I'm not saying that
Mm-hmm.
that's a negative
It
thing. I was
can
trying to be
be.
a little bit funny,
It can
but
be. It can be.
yeah, I mean that is a fantastic point, Jesse. Is just because it looks greener doesn't, I mean, the job of the company maybe, but you have yourself that you also have to worry about and what you're talking about, because that is completely different on when you're changing jobs, because it's just like, it's not the same. And so
Exactly.
you may be happy for a second, and then you get over there and you're like, wait a minute, this kind of sucks. This job is nowhere near what I liked it, and it's not greener. It's not. And so I I kind of take pride in this when it comes to a boomerang employee, because it speaks volumes. Well, okay, there's two things here. I like when they're boomerang because it speaks volumes onto the company, and if they're willing to come back and work for you again. I have to
Hmm.
caveat that, you have the little asterisk up there, is why the hell were they looking to leave in the first place?
And do you want them back?
Well, that's a good question too. That's a very good question.
I
I'm not
mean,
going to answer
sure,
that
you
question
might have
because
hired them at first, but if they demonstrated and showed some red flags while you were working for them, you don't need to hire them back. And I
so
wouldn't.
true.
And I
And that's
wouldn't
the
in
thing
most
is,
cases.
yeah, and just because a little box over there says eligible for rehire doesn't mean that that's actually going to happen,
No.
because there's other
And be
things that
careful
are underlying.
checking that box. If you're a manager that has that as one of your duties, be careful checking that box, because
Yeah.
so many times managers get rotated out and then they come in, get access to that, and then the person applies again and they look in the system and says, oh, they're eligible for rehire. They're such a great employee. And then they come back in and they start causing even more issues
Not
because they're
knowing that they
bringing
were. Yep.
because now they're bringing resentments with them of why
Yep.
they quit or why they got separated.
And that's so true. And then the other part of it is, you know, this is what's concerning to me is, why were you looking to leave in the first place? What made that? And that brings up another kind of a point for me is, when somebody quits, there's that big notion and that big like thing out there, uh, that you quit managers, you don't quit jobs. You
Right.
quit cultures, you don't quit jobs. And so, you're here to do your job that you wanted to do, or what you applied for. So hopefully you're here. And, you are, um, uh, you know, you're just quitting, in like the blaze of glory, and like, oh, deuces, I'm out, and then you want to come, I will never do that again, sorry. um that you're leaving, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna quit and bye. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute, can I have my job back, please? I really
Exactly.
miss y'all.
I bet they do. Because they can't find another job because they're bringing their problems with them in their interviews. That's
Well,
another thing. Get you a job coach that you can interview with. Because if you're just going out there interviewing, it's like winning the lottery these days, getting interviews. You have to apply to a lot of jobs before you can get an interview. And if you get in front of someone and you're talking crazy, say some red flag items,
nope.
work with a job coach.
Rejection.
Yep.
But I know the main reason people come back to companies that I work for is because of me. I'm
Oh.
fantastic. I am the
Oh.
I am the best
Wow.
HR person that's out there, and they love
Okay.
talking with me. They've enjoyed it. I get so many compliments saying, "Hey, Gregory, you're the best HR person I've ever had to deal with." So I know that's one of the main
Wow.
reasons why they want to come back.
Wow, that's so nice to hear such great compliments that you get
I
from those
do. And
people.
it's really sad because I don't. What did you just say?
I say such great compliments that you get from those people.
And that's such bull. What is that? What did I hear that?
Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. I think I just heard that in my head then.
Oh
But um
shit.
no, and what's your language? Um but yeah, that's the reason why they come back, is because of me. No, no. Hopefully it's the company and that's there, but let's kind of circle back to where, I want to kind of encompass both of those out, is if you leave and you quit and then you come back, you're that boomerang employee, then
Right.
how does that look on LinkedIn? I know we were just talking about
Hmm.
that. Do you even put that in there? Do you put your stint for like a month or
Right.
2 months that you
Right.
were out? What do you think about that, Jesse? Do you think that's something as a manager or as somebody that does hiring that you're looking at?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, if there's any gaps then in their rest of their in resume looks good to me, then I'm just going to ask them about it. And that's another thing. Don't not do an interview because someone has a gap in their employment. You don't know what that gap is. It could have been that they got into a really bad accident and they were out and they had to do rehab and they didn't want to put that on their resume. That's not for you to assume as a hiring manager.
Do not
Sit down
assume.
and talk
Can
to them.
Jesse, I can't emphasize this enough. Can you say that all over again? Because I think it definitely it needs to be repeated.
Yep. Do not assume. Do not assume anything that's on their resume until you sit with that person and talk to them. They may not just have a good way of putting words onto paper as well. And if that's not something that they need to do as part of the job that you're hiring them for, then don't worry
Hmm.
about what's on their resume. Call them, do a 10-minute call with them, and feel it out, then schedule a 45-minute call with them. You don't have to do 45-minute interviews for the first time. Do a 10-minute check-in call, go a couple things over the resume, see how they are as a person over the phone, and then if you feel good, set that next. But don't assume anything about, especially about gaps. It's just a gap, and it can be explained by the employee.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, wow, Jesse, you're on point today. I love it. But
Feeling good
yes,
today.
don't assume that. That's as somebody that's in HR, you see people that have 6 months, a year break. Okay, cool. You like you said, you don't know what the heck's going on in their life, and ask them. That's what that phone screen is for, making sure that you actually do
Exactly.
that. Now going back to quitting, you talk about quitting, you post it on there, and you're like, great, I need to get out of here, so you quit. You also are like, oh yeah, we're supposed to have 3 months of funds setting up to have that
For
savings.
rent, for utilities, for your car
One, is that
payment.
even possible these days? Can you save 3 months and
You
actually and
you sure
have that
can.
comfort?
If you don't spend more than you make in your bills, you sure can. I mean, there's a
But
lot of
that's
people
so
out there,
difficult, especially
my
for me. I love
myself.
spending money.
We know, but
I
know,
love. I definitely love
and
spending money.
you don't have to have the current car that you have, and you could be having a different car that's half the amount and be
No,
putting money away. I'll tell you
I
that.
love. I love my car.
I sure do too, but
Oh, it's a beautiful car, very
that's what
beautiful.
some
And
people have to
if
do
you're
sometimes is get a cheaper car, get out of
is
a
I
loan.
actually have a personalized license plate too, and uh, it may look really close to what the name of this podcast is. I'm not going to say it
Well,
because whatever, but it's me. Anyway, so yeah, but having that 3 months of three months of like emergency
it
fund
can
is
be
kind of
hard,
difficult to
but
do. Yeah,
it's
it's
doable and
doable.
it's needed. It's needed for a lot of people these days.
Yeah. Especially if you're a worker that makes close to minimum wage or $20 to $25 an hour, $30 an hour. I can't believe I'm saying $20 to $30 an hour is still struggling these days. That's just that's mind boggling. But you may not be able to have that because there's just no way you can do that.
Look
And
at how
then
much money you've been saving with having coffee at home, Greg.
I know. I used to
Oh,
go. I
good
used to go out to coffee
job.
a lot, but after some certain things that happened in that industry or in that company, I have decided to stop and make coffee at home. I actually cannot remember the last time I bought coffee from a coffee chain. The last one was from just a fast food restaurant. So anyway, so yeah, I mean that $5, $6, $8 transaction that you do on a daily basis. I remember whenever
Adds
I was
up.
doing, spending a good $1,000 a month on, going out for coffee, and here I am. But anyways, mindful of that. get that savings in there. The only thing is that these days, and you were just talking about this, Jesse, is that it takes a long time to find a job. And so,
Exactly.
it's crazy. It takes that 6 to 9 months to do that, and
It
it takes a
does.
while.
It
So just,
can.
yeah. Anyway, so I this is so weird. Quitting is such a negative topic to talk about, but I want to know, and I want to get back on the topic of this is, who wins and who loses. And this is
Hmm.
basically when it comes to like strategic quitting. Like, are you quitting for a particular reason? Are you doing it
Right.
because of medical reasons? Are you doing it because of you want to quote unquote teach the company a lesson? Or, what? What are your thoughts on that, Jesse?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you're in the position to do it and you are miserable and it's causing issues in your family, especially at home, you may need to take a break from work. But be careful with that because um, that's your livelihood. That's the income coming in, and if you can afford to do that, to step back. But also, just having a conversation sometimes with the employer to say, "Hey, I'm having some issues in my personal life. I need to take just a little step back. Are we able to go down,
Mm-hmm.
from 50 hours a week to 40 even? There's a lot of salaried managers out there, and with my experience, I'm used to working a 50-hour work week, working in hotels. Um, and just to say, hey, is it okay if if your employer was having you work 6 days out of the week, sometimes that's required due to the nature of the business. Ask if you can go down a day, instead of just quitting, because quitting is it's a complete severance of you from an opportunity that you were given by someone else. And
Yeah.
there can be some ungratefulness that leaks into your life because of that. and
Mm-hmm.
and depending on the industry you're in and who you're working for, it can also be detrimental to you getting another position in that industry, in that same line of work.
Yeah, and
um
that's very true. Is that, you know, is it necessarily, and this is what I heard there, is it necessary that you actually have to quit, or can you
mhm,
take some of that time off? And we've had this discussion
right.
before of using your FMLA time, using your sick time, making sure that you use your vacation time. Do you need to quit? Not necessarily. And is that something that you can do? We just talked about having the finances that, were you able to back that up and make sure that you're able to comfortably, or even not comfortably live over the next
Yeah,
3 to 6 months to get a new job. And
just be
then,
careful.
yeah,
Just
and
be
then,
careful with it. Weigh all the other options before you just completely cut out.
yeah, and then just, what you're wanting to do. The other part of it is when you're wanting to quit and stuff like that. Um, do you want to change careers? And that's a big thing. Is maybe the career path that you're in right now, or that you were in, is not where you want to go, and so thus you're like, okay, I need to quit. But then you also need to make sure that you have that comfortableness. And then you have the flip side of, you're in a highly coveted position. You have really targeted skills. You have very specific skills that are very desirable from other companies. And so it
Exactly.
may be easy for you to find another job. And so when it
But
comes to that, it's just like, you know, is that something that you're able to do and get a job quickly? I mean, I
mhm.
have friends, who are like programmers and developers. They can find a job no matter what. And, they're
And I was
still,
gonna say,
yes, they can. They can.
if you need some time off, then use that opportunity to take that time off between jobs. And if you're highly desirable in your skills and trade, then you can tell someone, hey, I'm not going to be able to start for 4 weeks, and you can give your current employer some notification, and then ease into your next job. If you're needing just a couple of weeks, use that as well as a tool.
Yeah, and timing is everything. Timing is this, timing is that, and that's one of the great points is um, the kind of timing that you're going to do for that for yourself. Is it the right time? Is it not the right time? Can I hold off for this? Can I hold off for that? And my biggest advice is plan it accordingly. And if you're coming up to bonus season, stick it out. You've worked so hard over that whole course of the year. Why are you going to give up, you know, a couple thousand, couple hundred, whatever dollars, because you're unhappy? And
Exactly.
if it's toxic enough, I'm going to say go. Don't make your health
Uh,
like you were talking about,
yeah, I
Jesse. That's
mean,
not
some people
no
can do that,
amount of
but
money is
some
worth it.
people can't. I mean,
Yeah,
if you can't, just be careful because you'll find yourself even in a worse situation.
exactly. And that goes back to like our boomerang people. But making sure you time it the way that you need it for you. you know, is there bonuses coming up? Is your 401k have a vesting schedule? Is it emotional? Is it not emotional? We all get emotional when it comes to quitting. You're like, I'm tired of this crap. Let me leave. And
Right.
that's it. And it's just like, calm down. The grass is not always greener, as we discussed earlier. Take a deep
Now,
breath.
what
I
about
myself, go ahead.
the quitters that have actually like been successful? Have you seen that? We talked a little bit about that, but do you have a good example of people that have quit to get promotions or
Oh,
um, you
absolutely,
know,
all the time. And it happens a lot, especially in HR with my HR friends. Is um, it can be difficult to get promoted within the HR world
mhm,
because we are such a small niche group, and we tend to work with the same people that we have worked with a lot because we like how each other works. And so, yeah, sometimes you have to leave. I mean, I've
mhm,
had friends, I've had coworkers who have left, and they've gotten a, a, a better job, a more highly compensated job, a job that they love more, and that's
yeah,
fantastic.
right.
I've done that.
Or going to the similar role at a better company instead of
Yeah,
changing their career.
exactly, and that is the other thing that I wanted to bring up eventually, and we can talk about it now. Is
Yeah,
if you want to quit and leave your job because it's not comfortable for you, it's not for you, then do it. I mean, that's going back on the same topic that we just had about the timing and strategy is is this right for you? Is the strategy right for you? Is the culture fit for you? Is it what you need to fulfill your life? And I know, Jesse, you've had points in your career where you're like, I got to go. I've got to take a
hmm,
break.
yeah,
And just what you were saying earlier, and then also it was like health wise.
hmm,
I've had to take a health break. That goes back to that. You know, don't look at the breaks and say that it's a bad thing.
exactly.
So, I mean, all I can say is, it's more than just it's more than just a feeling of what's going on, what's happening. It's emotional, yes, but try to take the emotion out of it. I know it's easier said than done because there are a lot of people who are very emotional with that, and um, we tie our hey, I need this money to it, or I don't need this money to it,
Exactly.
and so it's difficult. And I don't know. Quitting can be a blessing. It can be a curse, and
Mhm.
you don't know exactly what's happening in the world if you're especially if you're not out there. And that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about is um, the world, the environment that we live in, the just overall that. Do you have What are your opinions on that, Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, the world is ever changing and in the different environments and stuff. If you're putting out a lot of personal opinions on certain things and really standing up for big political movements and things like that and putting it all over your social media or especially your LinkedIn, I mean, and you're becoming a chronic quitter, and that kind of becomes your identity because you get into a company and you again start not agreeing. You bring all of the stuff with you of why you may have got separated before, let go of before, and now you're on fire even more about it. And it's not a good place to be having a resume that is showing you jump jobs every year. Um, Again, yeah, we want to give you a chance when we're reviewing your resume and
Mm-hmm.
hope to reach out to you. But when you are showing on your resume that you are a steady changer of jobs, that's a red flag to most companies, and they may not reach out to you.
Yeah, I can tell you that when I'm looking at resumes for certain positions and doing that screening is trying to find out why is this person wanting to move jobs every year, and it takes 6 months to 9 months to a year to fully train somebody on the culture, the environment, the history of a job. You know, you have to invest that into each other. You're investing that into the employee, and then you as a person are investing that into the company. So there's a lot of kind of emotion that goes into it all together. And that's kind of one of the last things that I wanted to talk about is um, let's wrap it all up. And this is emotional no matter what. And I want to talk about it, how it's emotional when you're leaving, before you leave, and after you leave. Because in the time before, you're constantly having those thoughts, that mindset of, should I quit? Do I want to quit? And do I need to quit? Should I look for another job? Do I need to look for another job? Do I need to quit right now? And that's emotional. And I know I said earlier, take the emotion out of it, but you can't always, because it's emotional, and then it becomes psychological. I know I've had to quit a job because it was too detrimental for me. I couldn't do it. And so I had to quit. And I had a very toxic boss at one time. Had to leave because I couldn't deal with who they were and how they reacted and dealt with their employees. So it can be emotional. And I know you were
It can be
asking
very
earlier about.
emotional.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Sorry. Go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, no, it can be very emotional, but I think there's some really good things that you can do to have like a smarter exit strategy, though, if you are unhappy. Just making sure, for one, that you leave on good terms and keep the doors open for future opportunities. Try not to be that one that, if you are having some personal issues, that you don't let it show in your work. And if you don't have a boss that you can talk to about something like that, then just quietly start looking for something else, um, and then give your notice of usually 2 weeks for most employers, or
Yeah.
however that may look for you, and still be able to quit on good terms with that door open before you start your other opportunity, so that if you do have to go back for some reason,
You
that
haven't
door
burnt
could
that
still,
bridge.
yep, that door could
Yep.
still be. Um, and then another good point that we wanted to talk about was geographically, people that move to lower cost areas. If you have a remote job, then
Mm.
it's reported that higher satisfaction can come through that than complete career changes. get you somewhere. If finances are a problem, then do a geographical and move to somewhere that it's going to be a lower cost of living for you, so that you can start putting that 3 months emergency fund together, and you can start then going to the next steps of financial security. Um, but for most, it's getting that emergency fund together. So if you can do anything, sometimes a geographical change is the one of the largest changes you can make to have a
Yeah.
financial impact on your spending.
Yeah, and I think that kind of ties us back to, what's going on in the world, what's going on where you're living, the environment that you're living in, and whether or not you need to get out from that maybe potentially toxic environment that you're in, whether it be a city, a state, in a big city, or if you want to go out and live out in the country, way out in the boonies. And so, is that something that's right for you? Is work from home right for you? And maybe the job that you currently have does not have or offer a remote type of position. And those are all the strategic things that you have to think about whenever you're going and you're quitting. Well, I wanted to kind of wrap this up and have our closing thoughts and takeaways for this, about quitting and who's happier. Um, it's kind of funny that we really focused a lot on we as an individual, and I think because when it comes to quitting, it is our decision at that point. It's not a layoff. It's not a termination. It's us leaving a company. It's me leaving a bad manager. And so, um, my takeaway from this is do what's right for you. You don't necessarily have to have everything figured out. Is it easier when you have things figured out? Absolutely. Is that something that you should be planning all along? Yes. Make sure that you're keeping yourself where you need to be. Because if you're not mentally there, you're not physically there, you're not going to be able to give the full percentage that you need to that company. And they need that. That's why they're hiring you. And so my
Exactly.
thing is take care of yourself, make sure you're doing what's right for you, and making sure that you're able to do what it's needed for you. It's going to be difficult. It might be very difficult. It might be the best thing in the world, like we talked about earlier. And then don't burn that bridge. Just like Jesse was saying a minute ago, don't burn that
Exactly.
bridge. Just because you don't like where you're at, still leave with respect. Don't trash people in, an exit interview, or or your final week or final day there. I mean, I've had somebody, I'm going to tell this joke. I've had a boss that's tell me, you can always do anything you want on your last day. Yeah, but I don't know if I want to go to jail for certain things. Or, I might want to be that boomerang employee and come back. Uh, I mean,
Sure.
I've learned my lessons in the past, so I've burned bridges, and that's sad. And
That's
I
how I
wish I
grow.
wouldn't have. And
Yeah.
so, I think so too. So, um, Jesse, what are your final thoughts and takeaways from today's conversation?
Yeah, for me, I mean, if you're struggling like I have in the past about just the corporate life and thinking that that's just like the bane of your existence, you got to get out of corporate life and things like that. I mean, yes, it can be, but not all our corporate life is not inherently evil, you know. But staying in the wrong corporate situation without a strategy for change can slowly destroy your soul and your bank account. And I've been a testament to that on myself, and especially if there are things that inherently going on that you know are wrong, and then you voice them and you're asked to leave that company, then that was probably a company that you don't need to be a part of. And but be careful of voicing some of those concerns as well, because um, if you don't have an exit strategy and a smart one, if you don't have that set up, you're going to be facing some financial consequences that I've gone through myself. And if you don't have that emergency fund built up, then it makes it really, really hard. But I've been thankful for the corporations I worked for in the past, and I have learned so much by working in different corporate environments as well.
I just had to say, I wanted to point out, uh, Jesse, it sounds like you're like right next to the freeway today. We've had a lot of drive-by cars, and I just had to laugh at that one because that last one was pretty loud. And I know we took a second to kind of fix it, and it still happens. But this
That's
is what
okay.
happens.
We're moving offices this
Yeah,
week,
and so
so we're
we're
gonna get into a better situation.
yeah, it's just a growth or in process.
Yeah,
Um, Well, I really enjoyed this conversation. It's one of the more difficult ones because of the fact of people don't like talking about quitting. Just remember out there, make sure you do things for you, what's going to help for you, make your life better. Sometimes it takes some time, sometimes it doesn't. Next week, we're going to talk about maybe, I don't know if this is going to happen, but maybe Robbie will be back. That would be
could
fantastic if he
be.
is.
That'd be
Um,
great.
yeah, that would be really good if he is. I really want to show this picture. I took a picture of him while he was in the hospital. I don't know if I
Oh
can put
my
it up there.
goodness.
Um, if I do, you'll have to, for those who are listening, you'll have to come look at this because it's scary. But anyways,
It's not scary.
it's scary. Anyway, so the next topic that we're going to talk about is being laid off or fired. Basically, a
Ooh,
voluntold resignation. And
voluntold.
yeah, should
Been through
you
that
be laid off?
myself.
Should you be laid off or fired, or should you resign? And kind of
Sure.
what that financial implication and psychological implications that those have, because it's a lot more than probably you think. And
Yes.
so we're going to talk about that. I'm excited about that. Um,
Looking forward to it.
it's something that you know we in HR have to present that. Would you rather resign or would you rather be fired? And it
Mhm.
really depends. There's a lot of discussion out there, so I'm hoping to go through
Yeah.
that.
We'd
Um,
love to hear from you. I would love to
yes,
hear from you. Reach out to us. You can reach out to us on all of our social media platforms. We will see your message and respond to it. Thank you for the people that have been commenting on our posts to engage with us. We really
yeah,
appreciate that as
yes.
well.
Thank you.
You can email us your stories at your2val, you are the number 2val.com. And but most importantly, if you are in a situation that you're struggling with, if you need some resume advice, if you need some career advice, we have the tools and resources for you. Reach out to
Yeah,
us, let us know, and we'll get you connected with the right people.
yeah. And if sending those stories to us at stories@your2val.com is something that we look forward to seeing and hearing it. That's how we've gotten some of our ideas on some of our podcast topics, and so we really
Yep.
appreciate that. Keep them coming in. We will see you next week. Hopefully, we will see Robbie next week.
Can't
And
wait.
I
We got to
really
get
am
him
excited.
back because
I'm excited to have
it's
him
a
back
lot
because
just
it's
dealing with you. I get
oh
nervous
man,
just
no,
being
it's
in
great.
a room with HR by myself. I don't like that. I don't like
I There's
that.
nothing wrong with being in HR by yourself. It's fantastic. I
For
do it
you.
every day. That was a joke. Anyways, thanks for listening to us. We'll
Thank you,
see you next time.
everybody. See
Enjoy
you
the
next
podcast.
week.
See us on all the little streaming platforms that you have for podcasts, or watch us on YouTube. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for listening to the You're Too Valuable podcast.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.